With the Plains of Eidolon confirmed for next week, the hype train is full speed ahead. But before we jumped in, I wanted to give you what I think are some of the most useful weapons for the Plains. This compilation is based off my impressions with the gameplay provided thus far and does not mean that the weapons I'm listing here are or will be the best in the game. Also, take into account that this may change considerably once we have the content in our hands and we're able to min-max the hell out of it. If you don't want to run anything from this list, it's 100% okay. Having fun is the only right way to play a game. Now, there are a couple of rules I took into consideration before making these picks. Number 1, max mastery rank requirements for any of the weapons is 7 or less. Primaries are snipers only, because why not? And 3, the lists are in no particular order. Being number 1 or 3 means nothing else than a format. With that out of the way, let's get started. These are my recommended weapons for Plains of Eidolon. Primary weapons. Number 1, the Vectis Prime. Or the regular version if you don't have the plat or the relics to farm it. Now the Vectis is a contender to best sniper in the game, no mistake. A hybrid monster, this weapon is viable for the depleted reload charged chamber build, adding more damage to an already good rifle. A 25% crit chance with a 2.0 multiplier and 30% status chance, coming in at mastery rank 3, there is nothing this weapon can't do. Number 2, the Lanka. People say if you build a Lanka, you fall in love with it. I guess the best way to describe it is as the game's scoped version of the Opticore. The Lanka's power is touted all over. It has a gas build that can delete anything, highly accurate, it's viable for both status and crit. Coming in at mastery rank 7, it can be seen as a little high for new players, but vets might want in on this one. It has the highest magazine capacity of any sniper so far, and it packs a punch. Number 3. And finally, the Volker Wraith. Why a weapon that packs half the firepower of the Lanka doesn't have a mastery rank requirement? Beats me, but if you're starting Warframe, farming this sniper is ideal for you. Although you're at the expense of the invasion's drop table rotation. This weapon is well worth it, especially early on. Pretty good stats all across with a bit of a slow reload time. And that low puncture damage, which could be detrimental against armor, can be solved by adding a few elemental mods. It's a viable choice for a hybrid build, but stands out as a status monster. Secondary weapons. Now, since we're packing snipers in our backs, we need something to compensate on our hips. So this list was compiled taking that into consideration. Number 1, the Stiletto Prime. The best secondary weapon in the game in my humble opinion, it's a sniper's perfect counterpart. Accurate, fast, and able to deal with just about anything. There are some, including myself, thinking that this is a secondary who can outdamage most primaries. Despite its nominally low crit chance, this weapon is actually an amazing hybrid due to its high fire rate. Coming in at mastery rank 5, if you don't have it, go get it. You don't know it, but you need it. Number 2, the Sonic Ore. Let's get this out of the way. I hate the Sonic Ore. Its noise is annoying and its mechanic won't let you aim at anything. But credit where credit is due. An excellent crowd sweeper, this energy blaster will clear all of that noisy mob if they dare to get too close. Despite its low stats, it can deal some considerable damage, and the fact that you don't need to aim for it to be effective is all the better. Coming in at mastery rank 2, this is the perfect early sidearm. Number 3, the Sakti. Recently released, I've fallen in love with this one. A status proccing machine, it can be seen as a replacement for the Pox, aka the Infesticles, due to its high ammo capacity as long as you mod it for corrosive damage and status chance. Very similar in playstyle since you don't need to aim. The Dark Clouds will do all the aiming for you. Fast reload speed, staggered enemies, and decent damage on top are some of the Sakti's strong points. Coming in at mastery rank 6, get this one as soon as you're able, because above all, it's really fun to use. Melee weapons. Close quarter combat against a multitude of enemies has always been a staple in Warframe, with PoE being no exception, so our melees must be ready to face that challenge. With that in mind, I have compiled this list. Number 1, Atarax. Everyone's favorite weapon. The Atarax might not look like much, but boy, this thing just goes with everything. High range, high crit, high status, a slasher, and surprisingly fast. The other axe will probably be on a lot of people's top 3 list of the best melee weapons in the game. That is how powerful it is. Good for a bleed-only build, condition overloading, and the good old hybrid melee, this weapon is a joy to play with, and can reduce any challenge to the "I'm cheating" difficulty. Coming in at Mastery Rank 2, the only excuse for not getting it is that it's really ugly. Number 2. Orthos Prime. The easiest prime to farm. If you can't get it, ask anyone in your clan. Chances are someone has a couple of extra sets. This polearm has a ridiculous range, a very decent default speed, and despite its stats is considered the minimum standard for melee hybrids in the game. This weapon has been around for ages, and the fact that it still holds its ground is a testament on how good it is. Perfect for clearing big groups of enemies using quick melee, it comes in at Mastery Rank 2 as well. Don't miss out on it. Number 3, and at the end of our list we have Deletion, the highest Mastery Rank requirement on this compilation with 7. Why Deletion? Well, hands out the best condition overload weapon to date. A natural slasher with a proccing mechanic that gives it extra attack speed and extra toxin damage. Although its range is not good, the rest is awesome. The best polearm in the game, and in some people's eyes, the best overall melee period. It does take a bit of stuff to build, but that is justified. If you can, get it. It'll serve you well. And these are my recommended weapons for PoE. Remember, it's only an opinion. The thing with Warframe is that you can make almost any weapon work, so as long as you're having fun, nothing else matters. For my part, this has been all for today. If you enjoyed the video, you found it interesting, please consider giving it a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more Warframe content. Follow me on Twitter for channel updates, and wherever you are, have an amazing day. I'm Deuce, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.